The Shoemaker and the Elves story. Once upon a time, a shoemaker lived with his wife behind his workshop. The shoemaker was a good man, and he worked hard, but he was very poor. He did not have enough leather to make shoes. But if he did not make shoes, he and his wife would not have any food to eat. He had only enough leather to make one pair of shoes. He cut out the leather and then left it on the workbench. The shoemaker was very tired, so he thought of making shoes in the morning. The next morning, he found a pair of nicely finished shoes on his workbench. Soon, a man came in and bought them for a good price. With the money, the shoemaker was able to buy enough leather to make 2 new pairs of shoes. He cut out the leather and went to sleep. The next morning there were 2 pair of beautiful shoes. The shoemaker put them in the window, and before lunchtime, he had sold both pairs for an excellent price. It went on, and soon, the shoemaker became a wealthy man. The shoemaker and his wife wanted to know who was making all the beautiful shoes for them. So that night the shoemaker left some leather in his workbench as usual. Then, instead of going to bed, he and his wife hid behind the curtains. They saw 2 tiny elves dancing and sewing shoes. The shoemaker was astonished. They both decided to repay the elves for their help. So, they made some warm clothes and tiny shoes for them. That night, instead of leaving leather on his workbench, the shoemaker left the clothes and hid behind the curtain. The little elves hopped up onto the workbench and saw the clothes and shoes that had been left for them. In the twinkling of an eye, they had dressed up. They were so happy. They clapped and jumped excitedly and danced on the table, singing silly songs. The shoemaker and his wife never saw the elves again. They both never had any problems again. They lived happily ever after.